team. Let me quickly show you in this video what I've done for the homework, just to save you time in reading the report. Video is better than 1,000 words, right? Here is a dashboard that we've built based on the Prozorro data that we got using Python script through API for 2018's data for the tenders that was published and actually published and realized and completed through that platform. We can select status of the tenders that we are interested in. First of all, let's start from the dynamics. We can see that Q3 is actually the most active quarter for the tenders on the Prozorro. But if we filter out those that are unsuccessful, you'll see that like this biggest part is unsuccessful. So actually it was a try to find people for specific services, but they was not successful. Then we can, once we selected only, let's look at the complete and maybe active types for probably 2018, and we'll look at all cities and for all types of projects for the selected like long-term investments that are building and renovation of the infrastructure. And we can see that we can have only like cities here, but actually in order to clean the data, because it was there are many data with the not standard spelling of the regions that usually happens. So I just moved to the standard way of presenting as a city. So it's basically it's for the whole region, not just city. And so we can see that biggest places, biggest regions, but sorry for the extra sounds, for the spend in renovation are Donetsk region, Kiev, and Dnipropetrovsk, actually. Color here is the amount of spent money, and size of the circle is for the quantity of the tenders published on the platform. We can look at similar picture on this chart, where we can see that in terms of quantity, Donetsk is the biggest region for this kind of investment, and it's quite obvious due to the situation in the country. Then we have Kiev, Odessa, and Lutsk. That's quite interesting for me. I was expecting to see the Dnipropetrovsk in more spends here, but it looks like Lutsk and Odessa invested even more, even though economically Dnipropetrovsk is actually bigger, right? In terms of the types of the projects, we can see that building of the and renovation of the roads are the biggest types, right? So also some building. It's all about buildings actually, but we can see this specifically the biggest types. And after this, we can see ranking by type of the activity and what are the cities with the biggest types of these activities. So for this specific type, it's Kiev, Mykolaiv, Odessa. Even Mykolaiv came here with the renovating of the infrastructure that I really glad to see. Mykolaiv and Odessa. Regarding the roads, it's Donetsk. It's obvious, and Sumy. Not so much for Kiev, basically. Even though we have the biggest amount of projects in terms of money, we like here in Kiev spent even less than in Sumy. That's also interesting, and less than in Odessa and in Ivano-Frankivsk. I would say that this number is interesting for me to explore more. It may be because Kiev already had quite good roads compared to other regions, so there is no need in such a big investments already. But yeah, I would say that it might be interesting. And actually, for other types, reconstruction, it's Lutsk, Chernihiv, Dnipropetrovsk. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so I'm really glad when I I was interested about doing this kind of analytics very, very big time ago, but I didn't have enough motivation and inspiration to do this. And so thank you very much for the homework. So actually I did it. Okay, and you can see that capital renovation, and Donetsk has the biggest spend here. What I'm glad to see is that variety of the regions that are spending in infrastructure are quite big. So in different types uh, of the procurement, different cities are coming in top. And I think that it's good when we have some kind of decentralization in terms of the money and investments. So I like the picture that I've got. So that's actually it from me. I'm putting all the details in reports that I'm sharing with you, and let me know if you have any questions and any thoughts how we should move further. Have a good week. Bye bye.